Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Chris, and tonight I checked out this new anthology horror movie called Grave Intentions. Directed by multiple people, and an interesting movie. It has high highs and very low lows. That's what I'll say up front. So the opening of this movie with the wraparound is incredibly bad and sets the movie off on a terrible note. If I wasn't watching this movie for review, I probably would have turned it off within the first 3 minutes. It's essentially like if you went to an amusement park and we're going through like a haunted house ride or some shit like that, and before the ride starts, you know, you pay $1.50 to get on this thing, and before it starts they play this little movie that features like an actor from the local like YMCA acting group or some shit like that, and then they're in this shitty set that with completely flat lighting, and this lady's spewing these lines, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck she's saying because I can't even focus on it. This is just so bad. That's how they start this movie out. Get on the ride, fuckers. Because this, I don't understand it. It's awful. And I don't even, like, she's talking about magic. Half the time, I don't understand how it relates to anything that they're about to show us with these short films. And it all becomes clear to me because all these short films are movies that came out like 5, 6, 7 years ago maybe. So they're in no way related to each other. There's no consistency between the films. Nothing is congruent or complementary to each other. Like Mortuary Collection or VHS or whatever, those movies have a similar look and feel. And while the story's different, they also feel like they're consistent in one whole piece to a movie. This just feels random. Almost all the shorts start with like credits and stuff like that that takes you out of the movie. It's very jarring. It's very weird. The wraparound is ungodly bad, like I said. So this movie puts you in a very bad place to start, which is kind of good because when the first story starts, you're like, this is going to be fucking awful. And when it's actually pretty good, it shifted my worldview. My head just fucking exploded. I'm walking away. I don't even know where I'm going right now. The first story we get is The Bridge Partner. It's from 2015. It's about this woman who is very insecure, and she goes to this bridge meeting. She goes to this bridge game and is partnered up with this woman, and she's a terrible bridge player. And the woman says, oh, that's okay, I still had fun, and then whispers in her ear that I'm going to kill you. And then it plays out with her, I don't know, kind of like obsessing over the fact that this woman said she's going to kill her. And it all is ambiguous and has some really great acting and a good sequence of this tense dialogue. Now, it's left on an ambiguous ending, and so it's not completely satisfying, but I thought it was very well made and an interesting exploration of like this woman's psyche, the fragile nature of our mentality sometimes. These two characters are like mirror opposites of each other, where this one woman is like super insecure, too insecure to like do her hair and stuff like that, while the other one is this strong woman who's like impeccable, and they're like, again, opposites of each other. Interesting short film. Not really horrifying or anything, but a little tense, and I enjoyed it. Then we get into the second one, which is probably my favorite one, which is The Disappearance of Willie Bingham, which plays out like a Creepshow episode where it's this new program that they're instituting in prisons where this inmate is subjected to surgeries at the behest of the victims. And it's like this incredibly bleak, grim story, and it's executed really well, and I really liked it. And it plays out, like I said, kind of like a Creepshow type thing. This was the highlight of the movie for me. Then we start to go downhill again, guys. And every time in between this, you're slapped across the face by Madame fucking Josephine telling you some voodoo stories that you're like, why is this in the movie? Just take this out, make the runtime shorter, and just have it be 5 random shorts put together. It would have been way more compelling. The wraparound is supposed to be the glue that binds all the stories together and something that anchors the movie. And when it's so unbelievably bad and really has nothing to do with any of the stories in there, it's so confusing and ultimately frustrating that it's in the movie. So we get into the third one, which is Violent Florence, and I unbelievably hated this one. This is about a girl who rescues a cat, then goes home to her warehouse place, undresses, and then daydreams while she's holding the cat and maybe stabs it with a scissors, and then it's just a fight between this girl and this cat that is extremely violent and just extremely disturbing. And it is effective, but I hated every moment of it. I'm not like one of these kind of people that gets very upset by like dog deaths in movies and stuff like that. I'm not like a monster. It just doesn't, like, some people it really affects them. This affected me quite a bit. Just this girl stabbing a cat and slamming it against a concrete floor and shit. It's just grotesque. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a metaphor or symbolism here. It ends on kind of a stupid little twist explaining why maybe she did this. I hated it. That being said, it's not that badly made. I just didn't like the subject matter, and it just felt exploitative and gross of like just destroying this cat. And I didn't enjoy it. Then we move on to this short called The Son and the Father, about this son on his birthday comes home to find his mom dead, but it turns out she's just playing around with him because she's crazy or something, and just constantly like abuses this kid mentally by acting like she's dead or dying. And when the son does the same thing to her, there's a bit of a twist, and then it all wraps up with some hijinks. It's passable, it's okay made. It has an ending that's satisfying. It's okay, is what I would say. It's better than the wraparound, I'll grant it that. We move on to the final one, which is Marian, which is really, really well executed, but a kind of not that original or not that creative of a storyline or premise. Just about this young girl who kind of moves in with her abusive aunt in this haunted house, and then it's revealed through some backstory with some stuff to do with her mother, and hijinks ensue. It's very well made. The location is awesome. The mood is great. It's very well shot, very well acted, and there's some cool effect work. But like I said, it's not like super mind-blowingly creative of a premise or storyline, but I enjoyed it. And that's Grave Intentions. And I don't know how to feel, because like I said, the highs are so high in this. I thought where there's a lot of creativity and good execution, and the lows are so low. And that can be expected, that you have ups and downs with an anthology, but what hurts this, it feels like they purchased a bunch of random short films and then kind of just threw it together. And that's exactly what it is. But the glue that they used to put this whole thing together, the wraparound, was incredibly bad and hurts the film overall. Like, it just would have been better to not have it in it at all. So, those are the intentions of this grave matter. And it's out on October 15th. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, then perhaps you should go and check it out. I do think there's some stuff in here worth checking out. Fast forward through the wraparound. That's it for Grave Intentions, guys. If you've seen it, let me know what you think, and I will catch you here next time. Hey guys, it's Chris. I know some of you already have a heads up over the others because you've already liked the video and subscribed to the channel. To me, it's like a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't you do that? So like the video, subscribe to the channel, helps us out. Catch you here later, guys. Goodbye.